do you fail in your online business? I'm going to tell you why. Hey there, Enterprisers, what's good? It's Jason Ligo here again with Always Enterprise. And in this video, I want to talk to you about why people fail in their online business, all right? It's true that businesses, no matter whether offline or online, home-based business or otherwise, both of them all run the chance of being successful, of failing. And the truth is, regardless if you're a home-based business or not, you're going to experience challenges along the way. And I've been blessed to be around a lot of entrepreneurs in the course of my career, and I've been around a lot of successful businesses. I also know of a lot of successful businesses that didn't start out as successful, and ultimately a lot of entrepreneurs and enterprises that were not successful and never became successful. Throughout this experience, I've been able to compile and deduce my top 3 reasons why I think most businesses fail, particularly the home-based business or the online business space. So let's go ahead and jump right in, and I'm going to tell you exactly why I think this is. Number 1, they don't treat it like a real business. They don't treat it like a real business, all right? Again, I'm talking mostly about someone who is going to start an online business or start a home-based business, or maybe is getting started in business with the support of a company, whether it's a multi-level marketing opportunity, a network marketing, affiliate opportunity, what have you, whatever you want to call it, all right? I think that the reason why a lot of people don't treat it like a real business is because usually when you get started with these business opportunity style opportunities or ventures, a lot of the times they have a really low startup cost associated therewith. And while that's a benefit and that's a plus because you don't have to fork out a lot of money, it's sad to say that a lot of the times, because the amount is so low, the mentality just isn't there for the person who wants to be an entrepreneur, all right? Rather than treat it like a real business, they treat it more like a hobby, a game, or like a gamble, all right? Instead of looking at it as a viable opportunity to build an enterprise, they usually look at it more like a lottery ticket. And unfortunately, that's just not realistic. The idea that you could spend a little bit of money, call it a couple $100s, and money's just going to fall out of the sky because you are part of this big company, again, it's just not realistic. Your enterprise does not begin when you pay your entry fee or when you pay your sponsor. Your enterprise begins when you start doing the things that are necessary to build an enterprise. So I would caution you against this type of mentality. And although home-based businesses, network marketing opportunities, or affiliate marketing opportunities are definitely real and substantial businesses, or have at least the potential to be, you don't get to success if you don't treat it like a real business. Number 2, they're stuck in learning mode. Yes, I said it, and if I just hit a nerve with you, go ahead and drop it in the comment section below. They treat it as a constant mode of learning, all right? Or as I like to put it more accurately, they're stuck in acquisition of knowledge mode. I don't really feel like they're learning much, all right? What they are doing is consuming knowledge. Now, we've all been in this trap, I feel like, at one point or another. But the key is to break away from learning mode and moving into action mode, okay? I'm all for information. I sell information, all right? I'm an expert, a coach, a consultant. So of course I sell information and it's a viable business, all right? But no matter what business space you're in, what industry or what market, what niche you're trying to focus in on, if you don't take action on the stuff that you're learning, you'll never move forward in your business, all right? So the key is again not to just consume knowledge, but to take action on the knowledge that you're consuming and make sure that you're putting it into constant action. So one way that I would suggest that you can start to shift this focus in your real life of business is define a certain amount of time that you're going to spend to learning and studying, and then commit to equal time or more, double time, actually implementing what you're learning, okay? So if you're taking an online course, whether it's my information or someone else's, and you spend an hour in your online virtual boot camp, or you spend an hour on a training call, or you spend an hour watching the videos and going through the training modules, commit to yourself and maybe someone else who can hold you accountable that you're going to spend at least 1 hour, or even better, spend 2 hours actually putting into action the things that you are learning during the course of your training. Do this, and I promise there'll be a huge difference in your business. Number 3, fear of failure. Fear of failure, right? Fear of failure is what cripples most people in most endeavors. Is that right? And the same is true in business. And look, if you're wanting to build an enterprise and you're wanting to do something great, you're wanting to start a movement, you're wanting to make some really decent money and provide a great lifestyle for yourself, you definitely have some goals in mind. And as noble and as wonderful as they are, you will be crippled if you don't if you succumb to this whole fear of failure thing that keeps you from getting started. Don't fear failure. Look at failure as something that you must progress through, and it's just, is part of the journey, okay? Let me go ahead and tell you a quick story that I think, or draw an illustrative parallel here that I think will both encourage you and give you some interesting insight. I'm a lifelong martial artist. Actually, if you are too, go ahead and drop me a comment below. Let me know what martial art you study, what discipline you've studied, and or if you're still training, okay? But I'm a lifelong martial artist, and I've got a lot of friends who are martial artists as well. I happen to know of a really good friend who, in his particular community of his discipline, he has been known as one of the fiercest competitors. And in his academy that he now runs, he now owns his own school, he is known as being one of the toughest instructors and coaches that there are in this particular discipline. So much so that most people who train under him and progress up to the black belt level are actually feared and well respected, again, throughout the rest of the community and other academies. But here's what's interesting. A lot of his black belts, actually, as far as I know, all of his black belts, when they have stepped up to take the black belt test, they all fail the first time. I can't think of any one particular black belt who got their black belt the very first time that they tested for it. My friend was asked about this later on to confirm if this was true, because it looks like he's purposely failing all of his students. And he did confirm that he, yes, indeed, and in fact, by purpose, right, on purpose and by deliberation, chose to fail all of his black belts. And no one gets passes the first time. No one gets the black belt on the first attempt. Of course, all of us were dumbfounded and wondering why he would do this on purpose, knowing how much time and how much energy and how much effort that all of these students have put in to get to this particular place in their martial arts journey. And we'll never forget the answer that he gave. He said very simply, failing the black belt test is part of the black belt test. Failing the black belt test is part of the black belt test. And of course, he gave his reasons why he did that. Basically, the number one reason is humility, just to keep them humble and allow them to know that in their journey, even if you've arrived, even if you get to the highest pinnacle of whatever it is that you want, you're always going to have to suffer adversity, disappointment, and you have to maintain your humility and be humble in your journey. And I thought that was wonderful, how heavy and how important and how definitely applicable that is also to those of us who are business owners. Could it be that in this journey of life and on this particular road that we're on in life called entrepreneurship, could it be that part of the black belt test, part of the journey to success is to experience failure? Could it be that part of the black belt test is to fail the black belt test? Could it be that in this wonderful organized thing that we're in called life or maybe it's unorganized, I don't know, but in this thing called life and in this journey called entrepreneurship, we are meant and will and cannot avoid suffering some setbacks and some failures in our journey, but that's for the better. That's actually the way it's supposed to be, because it's not about getting hit and falling down. It's about getting back up again and moving forward. And that way, when you finally arrive to this journey, throughout the journey and arrive to this destination called success, you're humble enough to appreciate everything that you've been through. Could it be that you'll savor it that much more once you've arrived and once you've hit your goals? I would contend that there's a big possibility that this is the case. So there you have it, my friends. Make sure that you get out of learning mode, make sure that you're treating it like a real business, and stay humble, right? Don't allow the fear of failure to cripple you. Understand that in this journey, all things are possible, and we just got to keep moving forward. This is Jason Ligo with Always Enterprise. I trust you got value and help from this. Make sure that you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss out on any more hot new content that I got coming down the pipe just for you. I will see you next time, and keep enterprising.